All right, let's dive into something that's, well, it's pretty fascinating and honestly, a little unsettling. We're talking about the moral cliff. It's all about how your own brain is this incredible machine that's designed to justify pretty much anything you do, no matter how, let's say, questionable.
So let me just ask you this right at the top. What happens when a good person does a bad thing? Now, you'd think the answer is simple. They feel bad, they feel guilty, they try to fix it. But what if I told you that's not usually what happens? What if the reality is way, way stranger? To really get our heads around this, we're going to follow a story. Let's call it a good person's mistake. And for this, we're going to need to meet Sarah. And by all accounts, Sarah sees herself as a genuinely good, moral person.
I mean, this is her core identity, you know? It's who she believes she is, deep down. She thinks of herself as kind. She defines herself by her honesty. And she truly, genuinely cares about treating people the right way. This isn't just an act. It's fundamental to her self-image.
But then one night, everything changes. She's rushing to meet a deadline. And come on, we've all been there, right? The pressure's on. And in that moment of weakness, she makes a bad call. She plagiarizes just a single paragraph. It's a small thing, really, but it's a huge deal. And immediately, bam, that sharp, sinking feeling hits her. Guilt. And that feeling of guilt, that's not just an emotion. It's a siren going off in her head. It's signaling what's happening right now, the mind's internal collision. A fundamental conflict has just been created inside her own mind.
And here it is, laid out plain and simple. On one side, you have this deeply held belief, I am an honest person. And on the other, you have the cold, hard fact of her action, I just cheated. See the problem? These two things just cannot exist together peacefully. It's a total psychological contradiction. Now, this horrible, painful feeling, it actually has a name. It's called cognitive dissonance. It's that intense psychological pain you get when what you do goes against what you believe. And here's the absolute crucial part. Your brain cannot stand this feeling. It will do just about anything to make it go away. So, how does the brain solve this puzzle? Does it change the action? Go back, delete the paragraph, and face the consequences? Nope, that's the hard way. Instead, it fires up what I like to call the Justification Engine. It doesn't fix the action. It starts performing an invisible repair job on her beliefs. And you can literally watch this happen in stages. First, she minimizes it. Oh, come on, it's just a few sentences. Then she normalizes it. You know what? Everyone does this kind of thing when they're under pressure. And then here comes the masterstroke. She reframes the whole thing. Honestly, I actually made the original work better. And just like that, poof, the guilt starts to fade away, replaced by this warm, fuzzy feeling of justification. The end result of all this mental gymnastics is profound. Sarah has now crossed the moral cliff. The internal fight is over, the guilt is gone, but so is that original moral line she drew in the sand. Her internal compass has just been silently recalibrated. This brings us to the most important takeaway, and this quote just nails it. When our actions contradict our beliefs, we rarely change the action. Instead, we change the belief to match the action. Just let that sink in for a second. It's a powerful and, kind of terrifying psychological truth. But why? Why do our brains do this? What's the point of this elaborate self-deception? Simple. It allows us to commit immoral acts while keeping our pristine self-image totally intact. We get to do the wrong thing and still feel like a good person. It is the brain's ultimate cheat code. Okay, so we've been talking a lot about Sarah, but this isn't really a story about Sarah, is it? This is about you. This is about me. It forces us to ask a really tough question. Are we who we think we are? Because this justification engine, it's running in all of our heads all the time. And here's the first huge implication from all this. Your moral character isn't set in stone. It's not this fixed, stable thing that you might imagine it to be. It's actually something much more fluid. It's a constantly shifting, self-serving narrative. It's a story you tell yourself about who you are, and it's a story that your brain is constantly editing to make sure you're always the hero, no matter what you've done. When you boil it all down, it comes to this one simple, powerful fact. Your brain is a justification engine. Its main job isn't always to find objective truth. A lot of the time, its main job is just to make you feel okay about your actions, whatever they happen to be. And that leaves us with one last pretty chilling question, one that you can think about long after this is over. If your mind is this good, this efficient, at justifying one tiny little act, what else is it convincing you is okay?